Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Hope is a waking dream. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person, and to the right degree, and at the right time, and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power, and is not easy. A friend to all is a friend to none. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. To perceive is to suffer. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. I have gained this by philosophy. I do without being ordered what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Wit is educated insolence. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Nature does nothing uselessly. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is an ornament in prosperity, a refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. Happiness is a state of activity. A friend is a second self. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time, and is forgotten through the lapse of time. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. The beauty of the soul shines out when a man bears with composure one heavy mischance after another, not because he does not feel them, but because he is a man of high and heroic temper. They who love in excess also hate in excess. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Happiness does not lie in amusement. It would be strange if one were to take trouble and suffer hardship all one's life in order to amuse oneself. And poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Melancholy men, of all others, are the most witty. Even in adversity, nobility shines through, when a man endures repeated and severe misfortune with patience, not owing to insensibility, but from generosity and greatness of soul. Moral experience, the actual possession and exercise of good character, is necessary truly to understand moral principles and profitably to apply them. The first principle of all action is leisure. All who have meditated upon the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depend upon the education of youth. The actuality of thought is life. Every tragedy consists in tying and untying of a knot. Happiness is a kind of activity of the soul, whereas the remaining good things are either merely indispensable conditions of happiness, or are of the nature of auxiliary means, and useful instrumentally. Pleasure causes us to do base actions, and pain causes us to abstain from doing noble actions. Actions which produce virtue are those which increase it, and also, if differently performed, destroy it. Excellence is not an act, but habit.